YouTube, it's Brian Phillips. Look at this huge thing. It is giant. It's the Super Lasernut. Yes, 6S capable. Is this 1/6 scale?
Yes.
It's huge.
It is.
So it's so huge, I can't even like hold it out because even though I'm strong, I'm not that strong. Metal base, it's got all sorts of features. I'm not even gonna bore you with the features. You're here to see it run, and I'm on 100% speed. I am gonna basically, oh, I guess I gotta turn it on. I'm gonna press the power button, which is back here, guys. The power button, press and hold it. Look at the bright lights, even in the sun. Okay, here it goes. Holy cow, I've already crashed. That took instant time frames. That is some strong braking. Good steering authority. 4-wheel drive, yes it is. And this is the type of car, yes there is reverse, but you have to totally stop first. It goes reverse faster than most of our forward-facing cars. Holy cow. Yes, 6S guys, you could probably drive through the hay. Almost. No, it's doing it. It's just you can't see it.
That's crazy.
Okay, camera crew.
Yeah.
By me, please. So guys, here on Brian Phillips RC, we built a gigantic runway. Holy cow, that thing is nuts. So much torque. Holy cow, do you see it? Just like so eager. Now this is the type of car that if you hand this to your kids, just do me a favor for your shin's sake and your hospital bill's sake, put it on 50%. And that's 50%, guys. That is nuts. Let's see the agility here. See what I'm talking about? Oh geez, I could go off the edge and still get back on it. Even in 50%, look at that. That is nuts, guys. 4-wheel drive. Doing donuts in 50%. Okay, now to 100%. 4-wheel burnout. Yes, I think I might have actually just left a little rubber on the ground there. By the way, that spare tire is probably gonna come in handy for the average Joe, because if you're anything like me, you're gonna blow through tires really quick on this thing if you're lucky enough to keep it on its mains. This is ridiculous. If you can drive through hay, that is nuts. Does it drive through hay? Yes, that is crazy, folks. There is nothing that can drive through hay.
It's our new standard for cars.
Yes, does it drive through hay? Well, this 112 model doesn't. Yeah, I'm trying not to go through that because I don't want to make a huge mess of our grade. But boy, oh boy, that thing is incredible. I don't want to hit trees myself. Our other car, our real one, I think this thing is probably faster than our family car by a pretty fair amount. But the funny thing is, I don't fancy myself as like a bad driver, and I'm actually having a hard time taming this son of a gun. Like, it is that crazy. You see how intense I'm braking? I mean, normally braking is kind of like, it's helpful, but not really necessary. That is nuts! So, for those of you brand new to Brian Phillips RC, you may notice a giant windsock in the background. If you're not used to seeing us driving cars, don't worry, we've been doing it for years. We've been doing it for years. Yes, I did have RC cars before I had RC planes, just like most of you. We do love this stuff. We just mostly focus on air vehicles. Our kids really like RC cars, and there's a reason we're doing just a few of them in close proximity, and that is because we have this little thing coming that's called a sale, and we just wanted to give you guys a heads up before the sale ended, because some of you might want to buy one of these things and enjoy it, because holy cow, it is fun. Hun, do you want to drive it?
Do you want to go down the damn runway?
Yeah, let's do it. By the way, I'm just going to tell you, oh, the first time I flipped it, and you know what? I'm going to be an adult, and I'm going to go and flip it over carefully instead of trying to flip it with G-forces from the throttle. Okay, this is a damn runway. This is where it ended before. Now it's continuing all the way out. Yeah, so it's about 300 feet long. I'm pretty sure we could get darn near close to full speed by the end of that drive.
Probably.
Okay, so I'm just gonna carefully do this. This is one of those times where you wanna be a little bit careful with that throttle management. Okay, this is ready to run. So it comes with everything but the battery and charger. Camera crew and I are gonna come, well, let's go right here.
Okay.
So as you can see, this new super grippy concrete is really helpful on something like this. Goodness gracious, that is so much faster than most of our planes.
I know.
And we have planes that are like literally flying. I cannot believe how intense the braking is. That's a big bump, just so you guys know. You should not be able to drive off of it.
Or onto it.
Gosh, I love the power. And by the way, this is really well maintained. Like, you don't feel out of control. That's a big jump. Oh yeah. Holy cow, there's our septic lids. That's where our poop goes. Yep, if you guys are wondering. Watch this. That is a big bump, guys.
Crazy.
That's like a 6-inch
Yeah. So much for
I
not
would be
making a mess.
so pissed at somebody who just dragged all that mud right on my beautiful new runway. But since it's me, I'm okay with it. Man, that thing gets the power to the ground and it doesn't tip over every 3 seconds, which is awesome. Of course, this is a, what do we call this? 1/6?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, almost didn't make it, almost didn't make it. Oh no, we went off the end of the driveway. That's okay, because I can drive in hay, literally. That is insane, guys. Holy cow. We have never had a car this capable in all the time we've been doing this channel. We have done some pretty capable. We did one that was made by, what was that, Wove Racing or something when we had the dam?
Yeah.
Can you imagine if we would have had this during that time? That is insane, guys. We can barely walk through that. I'm afraid of going over the power cord. We're gonna break the power cord of this thing. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we have a power cord for the builder to recharge his electric. Let's go slow over the power cord. That's like a board. That's a board. You see, I just went over it there. That's bringing AC power back to the building. I am at about 10% throttle here. That is nuts. Walking the dog. Holy cow, 3-inch clean base. It is a rough drive. Yes, you can definitely do it in a golf cart or a full-scale car. No problem. I'm just gonna throw caution in the wind. If our house blows up, you'll know what happened. Watch yourself, camera crew. Oh, do you hear the noise?
Yeah.
It sounds like a real car on a gravel road. That is so dang cool. And yes, you can go slow. You can be lame and boring if you want to be. Of course, that would be super stupid because you can do that on 3S. And by the way, there is, oh man, look at that huge mess some jerk just made on my driveway. Oh.
Okay.
We'll just flip that back over and pretend like that didn't happen. Yeah, so driving skills are definitely not translated from,
piloting skills?
Yeah, I was just gonna say piloting skills / driving skills. This thing will fly better than many of our planes, but I don't think it'll last quite as long through that dirt so high. Oh man, I need to clean my car. That is hilarious. I've never seen things so crazy. Oh man, I love it. Oh man, I cannot believe how much it takes that gravel like a man. It's like, what is going on here?
Can't even see you.
So by the way, that is like a, we're probably 450, 500 feet away. That's about a 600 foot. In fact, let's show them the, you think I can go all the way to the top? I'm gonna back up.
Yeah, sure.
Nah, I don't know.
You don't think
I can barely back up this ramp. Like this ramp here, this is where our gravel gets real thin. Okay, so guys, that's really rough there. Okay, coming down. Let's see if I can keep it straight as an arrow. Don't crash into the water. Oh! Do you hear it?
Yes.
It's crazy. It sounds just like a car. That is so crazy. I mean, you guys, you know, it's not a big deal, I guess. For those of you that don't live near gravel, if you don't even know what gravel roads are, I'm telling you what, when you hear a car on, did we finally get stuck? Hold on. Back up, go forward. No soup for you. Hey, you lose the battle. Yes! Oh my goodness, it's so much fun. So guys, this is the type of car that might ruin you for cars
or cars.
Airplanes. Just remember, airplanes are still good. I still love them. I'm not quitting airplanes just because we have an awesome experience with a car, but I am gonna have to clean this drive. Look at this driveway.
Got like shot mud all the way up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I get you?
Yeah, that's crazy.
So now, one thing I really do enjoy about this car is not only the fact that it's got some size to it, but it delivers the power to the ground. Because it's heavy enough, it gets it to the ground. That's one of the biggest problems we've seen. And even that being said, look at this, 4-wheel drive, still doing burnouts. And yes, you can change the gear ratio if you decide you want to. Maybe we should tell Jonah to leave that bump there. That's pretty awesome. That is a fun bump.
Only for this car.
Let's go to a different angle. Let's go over here. Show the people just how insane that bump is. It is definitely not
it's crazy. No.
Okay, so let's try this again. Here we go. Oh yeah, no problems, guys. Okay, so let's hit this right here. Oh, everybody died. Oh yes! It's self-riding. No, it's not. Just kidding, guys. It's not self-riding. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we can take another angle here. A little more controlled that time. But man, the suspension is so good on this thing. It reminds me, when I was a kid, I had an RC10. My brother had an RC10T. And I know I've mentioned that before in my videos. But the thing is, you got to remember, back in the day, the RC10, the RC10T were like insanely, like that was, you know, for us, it was a big deal. I don't know, there probably was people with a lot more car going on. But I can definitely tell you this, we thought we were on cloud 9 when we were driving those things. And this makes me feel just the same way. It's like equally difficult, but also really fun and rewarding, okay? So septic lid, oh yeah, I didn't blow up the septic system, good. By the way, just found out last night, gotta buy another septic system for my freaking building over here. So guys, anybody who buys systems to hold poop, you'll appreciate my talking about it because they're expensive.
Yeah.
I was hoping that I wouldn't have to do that, but evidently our plans or future plans are gonna require certain levels of legality. Oh yeah, that just shot mud in my face.
Yes.
I feel like I've arrived. Let's hit this hill. I don't trust, I lost sight of it. I don't really trust myself. Oh crap, where is it, hun?
Did you stop driving?
I did, I stopped, but it's just, I lost sight of it. if it's crashing the side of the house, oh man.
The kids will be woken up to the sound
It's not.
Where is it though?
Oh, it's down there. Okay, I was way off. Okay, so let's try this hill. This hill is screaming. Okay, just so you guys know, I can barely run my Yarbo up this hill. And it does it with impunity. It's just the grass that kind of got caught. Let's see if we can get up there. I figured a new way to mow this spot.
Sweet.
Camera crew. I'm just gonna mount blades to the front of this.
That sounds like a great idea.
Oh, dang, that is sweet. That's a cool spot to drive from. Awesome. Don't you dare get stuck. Reverse. Yes, if you can reverse out of that net, that is insane, folks. I've never seen a car do that. I'm going slow, controlled. Oh yes, that was an awesome line. Oh, hon, you know what I just thought of?
What?
What if we set up a course here? That is such a cool line. And then if maybe somebody hits the septic clean out there. We're talking a lot about septic systems today.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because it's high on my mind.
Uh-oh.
You guys hear that? Guys, we're evidently getting the warning about too many septic comments.
Yes.
It says battery level.
Oh.
Battery level.
Hey, there
so
you
yeah,
go.
so we have telemetry feedback on this. It is a smart equipped car. This thing is so much fun, guys. I enjoy driving cars, but man, I really enjoy driving this one. It is so much fun. It does all the things you expect that other cars will do, and they end up letting you down. But this thing is super capable. And I gotta say, one of my biggest issues with cars, and this is true of me because I'm not that great of a pilot. Let's go over there. I'm not that great of a car pilot. I always get them and I'm driving down the road and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I just can't quite see it, or it's not responding quite the way I expect. And frankly, it's because we don't do a ton of it. We do a lot more aircraft, but this car, it just does the things that you want. And because it's so big and we have this big, huge piece of property, we can get away with it. Like, look at that. I just took down that weed, guys. You're not gonna believe me until I stand next to it. Look at this thing. It's like a tree. This thing is huge. I probably can't even take it out. Nope, I can break it. Look at that, it's huge. Somebody should take care of those weeds. So what I'm gonna say is, I just know that some of you are thinking to yourself, you know, yeah, but Brian, you've got a big, awesome place to drive cars. Yeah, but the truth is, when you have a big, awesome place to drive cars, what happens is, oh, look, it's flashing its lights at us.
Hey, I was gonna say, if you kill that, you have to carry it all the way back to the house.
I don't care.
Okay.
It's worth it. What I'm saying is, when you have a big, huge, awesome place like this, the expectation is it's always gonna be easy to drive cars. But what we found is it's actually kind of difficult because there's only so many environments that will handle a car in a certain size class, okay? So
Yeah.
that's what's so cool. Oh, I love this line, hon. This is sweet. You know why I was thinking about this line?
Why?
That's where we moved our last septic discharge 1,000 feet. Well, it wasn't 1,000, it was like 400. Oh, uh-oh.
Are you reduced?
Uh-oh. It's in limp mode. It's in limp mode, like thinking about how much I want to be driving makes me go in to limp mode. My soul hurts. This car is so much fun, folks. You gotta get one. We're doing this video now because we want to bring the joy of hobby to your front step. And the way you can do it is to follow the links in the video description below. You will enjoy this even if you're driving through some of the worst possible conditions, which would be tall, tall, tall grass like that. And I'm telling you what, if you've got a well-manicured lawn, you better have a strong fence because it will probably go through it, okay? This thing is crazy awesome, okay? So check it out. We're gonna do an unbox next. As you know, our unbox build radio setups are designed for people that need a little more help, that are just getting into the hobby, or maybe they're buying this because it happens to be on sale. Not that we're saying it's on sale. Maybe just check the link and you'll find out. But I would highly recommend you to consider this ready to run. Remember, you gotta buy a couple of batteries with it. I felt like that was a pretty good run time, and I was not being easy on this car at all. Shown with the ready to run transmitter, we did have to provide our battery and chargers. Like I said, 2 batteries, chargers, but the parallel connections are inside there. We'll go over all the details on how that works. And if you don't understand much about batteries, it can be intimidating if you're brand new to the hobby, or maybe you're just coming back, or you had a car years ago, an RC10 like me, and you're like, I'd like to, you know, wet my whistle a little bit. Be a great time to do it. You will be amazed what is packed into that vehicle. It is crazy. 4-wheel drive, amazing, big tires, spare tire, literally a spare tire. There is a spare tire. And yes, you might actually need a spare tire on an application like this, but really well done. Metal skid plate on the bottom. It's just designed to be heavy. The one thing you gotta watch out for when you get into these big cars, if you're not used to it, is that they are legit big. They can hurt you. They can break your leg. Don't do that. Drive fast, get out of the way. That's how that works. If you got little kids driving, even on 50% throttle limit, that might not be enough. In that case, get yourself a programmable transmitter and cut it way back to like 30. Get them used to it, keep them as safe as possible, and then you can progressively increase the ranks. Say, hey, do this maneuver, do that maneuver, brake hard, stop in time, do these things, test them. If they can't do it, if they can, move it up a little bit, find the limit, and then leave it. Because these cars are fun, but goodness gracious. We got 4 kids, and I know what my kids are gonna try to do with this. And that's
Yep.
gonna be drive it while dad's not paying attention, because this thing is awesome. And yes, there are 2 figurines in there. They are designed into the plastic. There are 2 pins on the front, very easy to take it off, but you do have to take off the spare to open the lid all the way. So for maintenance. And yes, these little arms here are used to help hold up the lid. Very cool. It is beeping at me, by the way. And I said the first thing to break on this model would be the mirrors. And you'll notice they're not broke.
Nope.
But look how much I've already creamed that. That is crazy. That is crazy. Those poor fire extinguishers, man. But guys, I'm just gonna tell you this. There are good experiences, there are moderate experiences, and there are bad experiences in RC. This is a very good experience. I enjoyed it thoroughly. And I do a lot of RC stuff, okay? So if you're anything like me, you definitely should check out the links, get one for yourself. And I'm saying now because you're gonna wanna save the cash that comes from the potential sale. If you're watching this in like a year or 2 after it's been published, my apologies, you may have missed out on that. But if you want to see something new or different, or maybe a little bit smaller, maybe this is just a little bit out of the budget, even on sale, check out brianphillipsrc.com or just type in bprc.me. That's going to bring you to our website as well. It's just a little easier to type. Look at that guy.
Oh,
is that an RB7?
I don't know.
That looks like an RB7. He's going fast.
Going fast, yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, this is the only channel where we quite literally stop and film. That guy just slowed down. He's turning. So he quite literally just slowed down. This is the only channel you're gonna find that stops to film airplanes flying over. And you wanna know why? Because we like what we do. We're not faking it. How do you fake all this crap? You don't. Only a complete insane person would fake what we're doing, okay?
Yes.
Yeah, that little thing right there, that's the damn gift shop going up. I don't know, zoom in so they can see the door, that little dinky door on the other side.
Oh, where the steel beam?
You guys see that steel beam? That's a 6,400 pound beam. It's 84 and a half feet long. Or excuse me, not 84 and a half feet long. I said 84 and a half, it's not 84 feet long.
No.
How long is it?
47 feet long, 48 feet long.
It's, the door is a 46-foot wide door, so it's 48 and a half feet long. There we go, not 84. I was like, that building is 104 feet long.
Yeah.
So it's 104 by 60 by 20. We've been talking about it a lot. It's coming to fruition. The road that we were driving on is the dam runway because it goes across this dam. This pond did not exist. This used to be a ditch that looked like those trees, although a lot of those trees had been immediately knocked out by a big bug that came through and took out a bunch of hackberry trees. We love trees, actually. People constantly tell me to cut trees down.
No.
I'm not cutting trees down, I'm planting them. I love trees. Trees are awesome, even though they do kind of line the pockets of all these companies we work with, and that's regrettable, but I still love trees. Even if my helicopters end up in them, my cars, my trucks, and my airplanes. So yes, here on Brian Phillips RC, we are really living the dream, but it is complicated, expensive, and slower than we wanted it to be. Every aspect of it. So if you want to help speed that along, buy one of these, self-soothe, help soothe me. It will be much appreciated. Yeah, links in the video description below. But the other thing I was going to say is the ready to run transmitter is fine on this. I don't have any problems with the ready to run. And sometimes when we show programmable transmitters for airplanes, there is a big difference, like huge, noticeable difference in drivability or flyability in that case. We have not found that to be true in most cases on these cars. And so in our Unbox build radio setup, we're going to show he's maneuvering. He's right up there again.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's another plane.
No, he went around. I saw
did?
him turn up there. Yeah,
Oh,
it's the same
okay.
one.
But yeah, so it's probably one of our buddies.
Can't see him. I mean, you can, it's just a little speck.
We'll find it. We'll find out who it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so cool, guys. At the end of the day, we love this stuff. We want you to be here with us. We want you to be driving with us, enjoying this stuff with us, and not just living vicariously through us, okay? Because at the end of the day, this is a really fulfilling, family-friendly thing you can do, and it's something you can do together as a group, or you can do it individually if you want. But I just love it, and it's so much fun, and it gets you off of screens. We got so many screens, like you're watching a screen right now. Why are you watching a screen? Follow the link, buy this thing, get off the screen, unless you need help, and then watch the screen. We'll be here for you.
And then go outside.
And then go outside. Yeah, Brian Phillips RC, signing off. Unbox next. YouTube, it's Brian Phillips. We have this dinky little box to open. Oh, it's gonna be awesome. Welcome to Brian Phillips RC. Usually we're flying them, but this time I think we're gonna be driving it. I guess, I don't know. Did the UPS guy like go through a dust bowl
Yes.
when he delivered this?
Oh, goodness.
Okay. Oh, wow. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, so here on Brian Phillips RC, we unbox them. We show the full setup. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Race-inspired Losi. This is the Lasernut Racing 1/6 scale U4 rock racer. Okay? We're gonna see if it really does what it says.
We don't have any rocks.
Ready to run! Now, full disclosure, before we get too far into this video, I'm gonna dump this out. I just wanna remind you, there are some pretty awesome programmable transmitters that you can use. These ones are the mid-level ones. They're really good. This one's got like a touch screen thing. I'm not a huge fan of the touch screen thingy. I prefer scrollies because that's what we use on Airwear with our Horizon Spectrum transmitters. We are gonna show this with the ready to run transmitter. Reason we want to do that is because this is ready to run. So if you're buying this as a gift for Christmas, or you're getting it maybe on sale,
maybe,
then we want you to show that you'll get everything you need to actually do this. Now keep in mind, this is not, almost got it.
She's way faster than you.
Whatever. She can totally be in this box in like 5 minutes. Oh yes. That is so cool.
Oh, it has lights on the top.
Oh, it does. Nice. Okay, show the people.
50 mile an hour.
Oh, is that it? Just 50?
Just 50.
That's pretty good. It reminds me, when I was a kid, I had an RC10, and my brother had an RC10T, and they were so much fun. And I just remember thinking, they go as fast as a real car. I mean, but they're small. And they did. And it was really cool. I mean, it'd be like kind of a crappy slow car, but even still, it was awesome. So now, just to see like how far these cars have come, I know there's one down here.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, tape lands.
It is incredible to see just how far this stuff has come. This is not a cheap product. It is an expensive car. Look how big this package is.
I know.
Guys. This is nuts. I feel like I'm opening a new fridge. So we are gonna show it on the ready to run because we want you to understand that when you get it ready to run from Horizon, it is basically ready to run. It should come with everything you need to get started. Now, that doesn't mean we're not gonna maybe cheat and use a little faster charger, but we'll talk about that if that happens, and that's something you can depend on here at Brian Phillips RC. We're very truthful with our reviews. Okay, so forward, backward, steerable. It's a little bit hard to reach if you're a thumb driver, okay? Trim up, trim down, or A and B rather. Looks like the steering rate, brake rate, steering trim, throttle trim, and then steering normal or reversed, throttle normal or reversed, and then the limit. So if you give this to the kid, you can go down to that slower setting or up to the higher setting. Now also there's something up here, I don't know, is this probably a USB port for like firmware updates, or what is this?
There's like a lanyard hook under there or something.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. I can't figure out.
I've seen that one before.
I don't know what it is, but I am curious. I want to answer my curiosity. So that's one of the things we do on Brian Phillips RC that some of the other guys may not. Yeah, it looks like a servo port, so it's probably for a programming update or something. Maybe it's a manufacturer's port and we don't need in there. But that being said, this does require 4 AA batteries. I believe usually with Losi branded and Horizon products, we usually get batteries. So we're gonna hold off on putting batteries in from Harbor Freight just quite yet. We'll come back to that.
We might be out.
Huh?
We might be out of those. Oh yeah, they're right there.
Like I said, in the sack, there it is, folks. These are Raymax Alkaline Extra. No, they might use a different brand for you, but I'm just gonna tell you this. In our personal experience, these are about, yeah, it's still the weight. I wish we had 4 crappy Harbor Freight batteries that we could measure, because these are like 3 times heavier.
Well, we have like 4,000. Pick a transmitter.
Well, yeah, pick a transmitter, any transmitter.
Yeah.
These things are actually decent batteries.
Yeah.
They may be not Duracell or Energizer, but I'm sure
they're not Harbor Freight.
They're definitely not Harbor Freight.
Sorry, Harbor Freight.
Okay, so as you can see, negative to negative. The spring, of course, will receive the negative. And then it looks like that tray might come out, but I'm not sure if it does. I'm not gonna work too hard to get it. Okay, so all the way in there. So if you're a kid, it's Christmas Day, and you're getting this gift, then
you're a lucky kid.
You are a very lucky kid. Or if you're an adult child like me, and you're getting this for yourself, ooh, colored lights, that's pretty sweet. Okay.
We have not seen that Spectrum ready to run transmitter before.
This is called a DX3, okay? So this is a little bit nicer transmitter, but it's still a ready to run transmitter, okay? It is gonna be far surpassed by either of these with feature sets, namely the rugged I really like because it will help protect the throttle, which I really like, because if this falls and you're in the grass, it can hit the throttle, okay? So this bar seems sort of like unnecessary until you like start laying this down in the grass, in the ground, or on rocks. But that being said, it's a small detail. It's not like a make or break thing. So we only point it out because we want you to understand that these things are available. We'll link to the programmable transmitters, and we'll link to batteries if you're buying this as a not full ready to run, okay? All right, but that being said, sometimes packages are out of stock and you have to buy the package you weren't expecting to, so you might get a ready to run when you weren't really wanting it. So we're gonna show you how this works. Gosh, what's the best way to open this, hon? Looks like this whole thing comes out on this side. It's ridiculous.
Yep.
Hold on. Look at this. I can stand on that cardboard. Isn't that crazy?
Does that mean we have to keep that for something now?
I mean, you could build something out of it.
Jeez. Like a house for you to live in? I mean,
look.
That's crazy.
No, I'm just saying, I think now I can roll it out.
Just
Oh, no,
it
that also comes out. Okay. I thought it was glued to the side.
Oh.
It's not.
Do you mean to pull the box?
It has like a legitimate, holy crap, that's heavy. Yeah, pull that box off. Careful so it doesn't hit your foot.
No, I know.
That is awesome.
Holy cow.
Wow. Huge tires. Beautiful wheels. This is so awesome. It's got this netting.
Oh, he has two
That
guys.
is so cool. What?
There's
oh, two guys, yeah. Driver, co-pilot.
Cool.
That's so cool. And then this is a legit spare, okay? So, toolless removal, or is it? Nope, it is. Oh, that is so cool. Okay, so let's see what this does. Come on, get out of there. That is so, so cool, guys. And it's got good tread. Now, keep in mind, if you are not like me and you run a lot with these cars, then you actually do go through tires and stuff. So you can get parts for these things. It feels like a foam-filled tire. There's kind of a lot of glitter going on there. It's kind of making me nervous. Glitter is not one of my favorite things in the world. So spin this. I think there is a kind of like a point where it will lock. Yeah, see how it's got an octagonal drive? Once it drops down in, then you can put your screw back on. So I'm sorry, I got squirreled out on this. There it goes. Okay, once that's on, then you should just be able to turn this. That's nice that it's a quick release. So if you guys are having a race, fire extinguishers, lots of scale details, the cooling fans. Look at these arms, they're so interesting and weird. Just listening to all the mechanism work. Let's flip it upside down. There are mirrors, that'll be the first thing to break. Right here, fake mirrors. And then right here, metal bottom, all metal, then plastic, okay? So that's one of the first we've seen that's got the metal on the bottom for a long time. And obviously this one's gonna be 4-wheel drive, correct? So you can always tell by just turning the wheels like this, and you can see the differentials will kick in. And then of course the springs, these are all adjustable. You can tell they're adjusted down, okay? Ooh, how does this work? Oh, it's kind of hard to grab onto that. Look at that, they even have guards on there to keep the mud out of the cylinder. That is so cool on the strut. Amazing, big adjustments here. Excuse me. And then look, I like this, attached.
Yes.
Beautiful. Why are we not doing that on every model? It's totally beyond me. Okay, so like that, then this comes up. Does it rock?
Yeah, I think it tips up.
Does the spare tire get in the way for real?
Oh, really?
That would be the stupidest detail ever. Why did that? Am I missing something? Is there another trick?
I don't know.
Okay, let's just go ahead and take off the spare. I already had it off earlier. It's probably a good thing I did that. Okay, so that comes off, then the tire comes off. I don't know, do you guys drive with the tire off? I want the tire on there. I think that's the way I would want it to look. Plus you get protection. You get protection.
Oh, it does show where it's tipped up there. It doesn't have the tire on.
Okay, so show them the hinge mechanism. Right there, all the way up.
Okay.
Oh, so that'll also lock it opened. Okay, so now let's look inside here. Now you're gonna notice a few things. First of all, you got the body is silver on the inside, which makes it pop. It makes it really nice. And then this black in here. There's some lights that are hooked up. They come back down and chase down the side here. This pan should be well protected. There is a power button right here, okay? So you can turn it on there. Big smart ESC, huge heat sink, gear drive that's exposed. That is weird that that's open like that. I've never seen something like that. Normally there's covers. Holy crap, that's a huge servo.
Servo.
Holy crap, that thing is huge. Does this have, yes it does. It's got the clutch mechanism here so you can make your adjustments. So the steering clutch. meaning if you want some slippage. That is, however, a gigantic servo, which is pretty cool. The antenna here is protected in a tube, and it's so big inside this body that it just goes straight up. Of course, the multi-purpose ESC / servo drivers and all this stuff that's in here. I don't know if the BEC is built into that on a car. I am honestly not sure. But then we have a little capacitor bank here, which is pretty cool. And that's gonna keep probably this thing set up right. Look at that, the heatsink is shaped like the Smart logo. That's really cool. Now, real quick, there are 2 trays in here for 2 batteries, okay? Make sure that you are using the correct battery for the correct application. This is a series / parallel setup, okay? Right now, if you were plugging into this, you would use up to 6S, right? Mm-hmm. And if I was gonna do 2 in series, then this is the way I would do it, okay? So if you put this jumper in here, I think it's going to do the same exact thing, because then the positive and negative are jumpered together. Yeah, so you could plug in the battery here if it's a single battery, or here if it's a single battery. Or you can plug in your battery and then disconnect it, but just keeping in mind that there's a smart data cable transmission that's going through as well, okay? All right, so that all being understood, let's talk about batteries, okay? We have 5,000 milliamp 3S 100C. So does this not come with the batteries?
It does not.
So it's a ready to run that doesn't come with batteries. A little bit of a head scratcher, but still, that's just the way it is on some of these brands. So evidently this brand, now you know, okay? So order this and 5,000 3S 100C in series with another 5,000 is gonna give you 5,000 milliamp hour 6S. That's gonna be the same size capacity as if you were to run a 5,000 6S. Now, we also have another weird size back here, the 6800 size class. It should also potentially fit. I'm just gonna cut off these warnings. These warnings, of course, are just indicating that you have to use a smart charger, which we already know. So if you don't know how to use a smart charger, let's go ahead and hook this one up and show you how it works. This is a hard pack. And of course, there's 2 spots here. So one there, okay? Yep. So you could do a bigger battery if you want, but it's gotta have the same dimensions so that it can slide in. You can see we've got one here. Okay, so we're gonna go here. While this fires up, don't plug in because sometimes it'll screw it up. I'll lift that up and I'll just slide this in. Once it's slid in, then it's gonna show that. And then I'm gonna walk into the menu. Once it starts, I'm gonna press play, I'm gonna stop it, and then I'm gonna press play, and then I'm gonna scroll down to smart settings. And then I'm gonna press play, and then I'm gonna change my auto storage. For us, we run them as long as they'll go without auto discharging, okay? But the auto discharge is something that's configurable all the way to an off setting. So you can actually turn that off if you want. I wouldn't recommend it. If you're just like normal Joe Blow from Kokomo and you know, you're gonna run your cars on the weekend or whatever, then I would just keep it like 72. It's gonna give you plenty of storage voltage, and then you can hit back and just go straight up to start. Now it's gonna start at 1C, but if you go at this battery, look at this battery. This battery is gonna tell you right here, you can charge at max 5C or 25 amps. Okay, so I don't even know if I can go to 25 amps on this charger. So let's click on that and let's scroll up. So 20 amps is the max. Let's start it. Booyah. Now, when you're charging fast like this, you're gonna notice it brings up the charge fast when it's on a, you know, a lower, more modest charge level. And then it's gonna show you the milliamp hours going, and look how fast it's going. That's awesome. And then when you go down here, you can see the cell values go up for each of the individual cells. That's part of the smart technology. And so of course the smart batteries are gonna auto discharge, all that stuff. And that's part of the reason why down here, you've got this gray wire, that's your data lead, okay? So that's where the data is transmitted. And so instead of like this example here, it'd be like a soft pack 4S, and it's got a balance lead that's here, and that is used. This also has a data lead, but on a Gen 1 pack, they would still use the balancing circuit of the charger instead of the balancing circuit inside of the pack. But then if you get up to like a Gen 2 pack, like this, which this of course is a Gen 2 pack. It says G2 on there. It says G2 on there. If it's Gen 1, it doesn't say G1 because there was not really a generation at that point, okay? So G2 packs are marked this way. It's got a little bit darker orange and a little bit lighter orange. That's another thing you can tell. It's just a super subtle detail. But this one doesn't have a balance lead. Doesn't need it, okay? Because the balancing circuit in a Gen 2 pack is slightly more robust. And that's true for hard packs and soft packs alike. So if you guys are not privy to those details, that's one way you can look at it. Now also note that this is an IC5 connector. So if you're using your XBC 200 to battery check, which is super nice, then you can plug it directly in to that port. Whereas with the XBC 100, which was a awesome tool for a long time, still an awesome tool, we had to use an adapter, okay? So keeping in mind, a couple of different plugs for different ideas. I highly recommend you pick up an XBC 200. They're not very much more than an XBC 100, and we still find ourselves using both. So I don't think you're gonna be good money after bad if you do that. But just a suggestion and an idea. Now, getting back to the point, batteries are important when you're driving cars, trucks, SUVs, quads, VTOLs, airplanes, all that stuff. The hard packs, we have a whole lot less hard packs than we do soft packs because we do a lot more air stuff than we do ground stuff, okay? So if you're anything like me, just keep in mind the hard packs are just a little bit more expensive, but they do hold up a lot better in cars. Yes, you can technically use a soft pack in a car like this, but I would highly recommend against it. If it was a slower crawler, I would have no qualms with using a soft pack because you're just not as likely to bash it. This thing is gonna get bashed and it is going to have a lot of jarring. And my fear is what's gonna happen is you'll damage the battery because these things are so tough and they really do protect the cells from damage. Now, are they impervious to damage? No, they're not. But they are way less likely to be damaged than, of course, any soft pack, even the most robust, 120C pack that you get. And if you guys haven't connected the dots, the higher the C rating on a LiPo, typically the more physical separation and protection that's installed between the cells, okay? So like if you ever have a plane that crashes and you take it apart, you'll see there's like pieces of aluminum that are real thin sheets that protect the pack from penetration and also from that bulge effect that you get when you over discharge a battery, okay? Which I never do, obviously.
Right. But if you did a soft pack, you would have to use adapters because I don't think I've ever seen a 3S with an IC5 connector.
Okay. So while that may be true, are you suggesting that you wouldn't be able to do it somehow?
No, I'm just saying you'd have to use an adapter from IC3 to IC5.
Right, which is true, because if you're doing a 5000 3S, so where's a 5000 3S? Here's a 5000 4S. Do we have a 5000 3S?
Probably not.
Well, here's a 3S. Here's a 3S. So here's your adapter. You'll notice that I didn't build that, did I?
I don't think so.
Look at that.
Yep.
That's what you're gonna end up having to do. So rule of thumb. Okay, here's a quick rule of thumb. If your battery doesn't have the right size connector, it's because it's not really designed to carry that much current that quick. These are 100C packs. Even though this is only a 3S, there's still a lot of current potential that's going through. That's why they use the bigger plugs. Plus they set up the cars and trucks to handle a 6S configuration, which would lean toward IC5, okay? Or XT90, okay? So let's plug this one in. We'll do the same exact setup. Whoops, it's gonna start. I'm gonna cancel that. Well, actually, I'll see if I can go into smart battery settings. I'm gonna change 72 all the way up to 240. Blammo whammo. I'm gonna change my charge rate all the way up to 20. 25. Huh. That's weird. Oh, I can set it to 25. Did I like screw the pooch on the other one?
Wait a minute, what did you do?
Yeah, why did the other one limit me?
No, it says 20 though, current.
Oh, so if I go over to this channel and I press play and I go to 20 and I go up, That's because I didn't set it in the smart settings. Look. So let's stop it. I'll show you what I did differently.
Oh.
So, sorry. Press and hold play. Scroll down to smart battery settings, and then go down to charge setting. I want it to charge as fast as possible. So now 25 is gonna limit and max out at 20. Okay. Now, by the way, they're not both gonna charge at 20 amps, okay? That would be incredibly charged. That would be very fast. Start. Go. Ready to go? There it goes. Okay. So then over here, you can see this one's cooking along at 14.1, 14.2, and then watch this. This one's at like 18. So now it's gonna handshake. So whichever one gets the power gets the power. But just keep in mind that particular charger is only gonna be 200 watts on 2 channels. If you were to charge this pack, because it's a 3S, you could charge it on as small as an S155. And yes, you do have that. Okay, so that reminds me, we were talking about what this thing comes with, and it's ready to run, but it doesn't come with the charger. So that's interesting.
So it just comes with the transmitter, no battery and no
So ready
battery
to run,
charger.
so no battery. So you provide your own battery and you provide your own charger.
And
so,
when you order it, it will say like needed to complete.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It'll tell you what you need.
But
Yep.
listen guys, we try to be totally truthful. We've had ready to runs that have everything. So evidently ready to run is the new confusing thing.
Yeah.
The S155 is a great option if you want something that is going to be an intermediary between some of the like really low end S120s.
Right.
Which I would not ever buy one of those. I would get it with a kit and that's it. And then I would immediately switch to something better. I know that there's an S1 1400, which is 400 watts, single channel, but I would far prefer to have the S2200 because there's 2 channels. And having 200 watts per channel is usually good enough for most people. 20 amps is still a really fast charge rate. And if you just do one at a time, you can get that you can realize that full potential for speed. Okay, so real quick, Losi sticker, which is nice. We'll give that to our son. He'll play with it, he'll love it. And a good manual. That's one of the things we really like about Horizon Hobby branded offerings is that they do have good information, okay? So it looks like a quick start guide. Yeah, so it does look like you have to take that off. I'm a little disappointed there's so many threads on that. That took forever to undo. Important to ensure. Yeah, okay, so that's what I was figuring. You just did that and that locks it opened, okay?
And then when you pivot them back, make sure they pivot towards the rear.
Otherwise they might break off. Yep. And they say this here, if you're not used to this technology with LiPos, disconnect your batteries when you're not driving. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say that you might not ever store a battery in a car when you're, transporting it or whatever, because it just gives you a place to store them. But my suggestion, this is just this is coming from a little bit of a hypocritical standpoint because we have tons of batteries in our real world here. We do also have a lot of smart batteries. Smart batteries give you a big edge in safety, but if you keep batteries in the cars, it is a lot easier to miss something that's going wrong because it's gonna be hidden in here. Okay, so my suggestion, don't have to this is not the nanny state here on Brian Phillips RC, just take your batteries out, put them in a place where you can see, understand what's going on. If you have one that's acting weird, if it doesn't charge well, if it fails to start, find out what happens, see if you can resolve it. If you can't resolve it, get a new battery. Err on the side of safety, because these cars are expensive, and batteries are really expensive too. So I get the idea that you don't want to have another big expense on a hobby that your wife probably is already pissed about, okay? But at the same time, you don't want to burn your house down either, okay? So just
she'll probably be pissed about that too.
Is my suggestion. This is a huge car. It is heavy and beautiful, and it looks amazing. I can't wait to run it. Our Unbox Build radio setups are pretty simple on cars. Also, I just want to point out the fact that this box is very tight around the car. It's actually a really good one. We'll probably keep this box because it would be a good way to store this particular product. If you want to, well, they come in dirty,
No, I know they do.
So when we're done playing with a car like this, it's going to be dirty.
It's not gonna fit in the sink to clean it.
No, I think it will, but it'll just barely. We do literally put them in the sink, but we're going to have to put this one in the tub or shower.
Oh, the outdoor shower started off.
Shower with
with your car.
with my new car.
Whatever.
Is that weird?
Yep, works for me.
That's all right. Welcome to Brian Phillips RC.
Yeah.
So guys, here at the end of the day, we love this hobby. We're going to show you how to do it, and we're going to show you how to do it hopefully safely and effectively. Get you guys to spread your dollars as far as possible. By the way, look what just happened. They're in the right orientation,
yes,
correct?
They are. Mm-hmm.
So
Pointed
I got
towards the
lucky.
rear.
Make sure that's forward. Make sure that's forward. How did that manage to pop?
I don't
forward?
know. When you were rolling I
moved
wonder, yeah, if you just got enough inertia that it
maybe, and then it just tipped the scales.
tipped it a little bit.
So yeah, push those back while you're lowering. Make sure that everything lines up. That thing is mean looking.
That's cool.
I love it. Looks like a skull or something. I can't wait to see it run. Oh, but we didn't talk about the 6S. Okay, so let's talk about the 6S. This is a 6800 milliamp. This one we've had sitting around forever. It came by accident.
Yeah.
So
we've never
had a basher that's big enough to use it. So I'm like super excited. This is a Pro Pack, 6800 Pro Pack. We will link to it. The thing that's nice about these packs is that they are hard packs still, and they are very good, supposedly, 120C. And my only issue with this one is I am not 100% certain that it will fit in the openings.
Right.
So while we're testing things, just be careful not to get whacked by that,
yeah.
please. This tray is designed to receive 2 batteries, okay?
Yeah, that's how it's intended to be.
That's the way it's intended to be used, but that doesn't mean that you can't do a different setup, okay? So it looks like this one is gonna stick out the end, okay? And then, now here's the thing. You can decide where you wanna put this battery, but I just wanna point out the simple fact that there is a middle bar here, okay? This bar here might get in the way if you're gonna try to run this on a 6S pack, okay? So this 6S pack, the 6800, is sort of an unusual size. I'm sure it was designed for one particular product. And like I said, this was an accidental one. So not sure exactly if it's gonna work for this, but I'm kind of curious to try it because we've been looking at it for a long time.
Right, and it does exist.
It does exist in time or space.
Yes.
It says basher on it.
Yeah.
It's like designed to be a basher battery. Okay, so we're gonna plug this in. We're gonna see what happens. This one here, the S120 is gonna give us the same amount of power control or power output as we would on the bigger one, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and, this has been sitting so long, I hope it springs to life. If you ever get a smart battery and you just let it sit for like a long time, like years, yeah, it's still alive, 22.6, that's always nice. And we'll see what happens. It's initiating smart charge. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Yeah, so it's gonna bring it up. So we don't have any saggy packs, that's always nice. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump down. This one's done over here, just in case you guys hear that beeping. I'm gonna hit back, I'm gonna press and hold play. I'm gonna go to stop, then I'm gonna press this, scroll down to smart battery settings, press enter, scroll this all the way up. I like 240 like we've discussed, and then I'm gonna set this voltage, amps. Holy crap, 34. I know it's not gonna do that, but still, that'd be sweet. Okay, so start. So just 34 amps. That's getting pretty close to starting a car or a truck, actually. So this is pretty cool, excited. Cell 1 is done. So we only interrupted that halfway, so 1,017 milliamp hours went into the other battery.
Is that one done too?
Hun?
Nope, okay.
It went into the other battery, plus probably about 2,500. So my rule of thumb is when I'm done overflying or overdriving a pack, I come in and I charge it and I say, okay, if the milliamp hours are bigger than the total on the pack, then that means I did my job.
Right, yeah.
So I ran it all the way dead. So what we're gonna do is, since that 6S is potentially not gonna fit perfect, let's just see how these fit. Because if you're buying this, possibly why there's some like big sale or something, we wanna give you a quick look at how this, can you have your hand ready?
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm just having visions of that coming down and whacking you in the face, and it's gonna hurt. Okay, so you see, it's wanting to lift it up. Press it in, and then it pushes down those straps, okay? Then, Velcro them in. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, why do you need to be so hyper-specific with your batteries? Well, I mean, just when you see this thing drive, you'll understand why. Okay, this is like a seatbelt. If you don't wear a seatbelt, don't be surprised if your brains are on the inside of your window after the semi hits you, okay? So this one can reach to that, and that one's gonna reach to the other one. Or you could go the other way around. It doesn't matter because you can reach either direction.
Okay.
In fact, I'll show you taking it out now. Easy. Once you've got it set, it's usually golden, okay? But you see where your antenna lead is right there? You may wanna avoid that. Now the other thing is, once you get this set, you're kind of setting the stage for where that goes. I want that pulled back just a wee bit, and I'm gonna see how that works, because that's gonna probably help just a little bit. Okay. Just like that. And then in you go. See the problem? It goes over here, it gets in the way of this protection for the four-wheel drive mechanism. Because this is gonna move and spin. I'd like to now pull that all the way in, cinch it down a little bit. They're just kind of long.
Yeah, a little bit.
It'd be nice to have them a little bit shorter on this application. But there again, if you have a bigger battery. The other thing too is, I wonder if a guy would maybe put 2 of these in and run them in parallel, and then 2 of them in and run them in parallel for extra weight. Because you could hypothetically do that. Because remember, 2 3S's in parallel would be the same as 1 3S in terms of voltage. But then those 2 parallel batteries would go into the series connector, and then you could make 10,000 milliamp hour run. Let's see if we can stick that in there too.
Okay.
I am curious if it'll fit on this, the same side. I'm wondering if you'll hit the guy. I just want to answer my curiosity, really is. I want to settle my curiosity. You don't think I'm going to get strapped? Yeah, the camera crew's white. There's just barely any. Why don't you put the camera over here so they can see? See? It's just not enough. It's just not enough. Not enough for a basher, okay? So unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to do that. That's okay. But if you had smaller packs and you wanted to pair these up, then you can put these in parallel. Now, real quick, because that charge is still finishing up.
Your left hand's done. That's the new one that you just charged.
This is the new one.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just realized this is...
Was trying to watch
This one's the old one, so I'm just gonna stick this battery sticker to it so I know, so I don't mix them up. So this is the one that we're not using right now.
Right.
Okay, so right there, this is a parallel adapter, okay? So what's gonna happen is the negatives touch and the positives touch, okay? So that would make this, okay? You'd plug this in, oops, plug this in. It's keyed, so you can only plug it in one way. Of course, I picked the wrong orientation. So that one, and then that, okay? And that's gonna basically become a 10,000 milliamp hour battery. But you would wanna do that on both sides, otherwise you're gonna drain one side and not the other side. So if you're gonna do 2 parallel combos, you can do that. Now the other reason you might wanna do that is if you were gonna take a smaller battery, like a flight pack, or like a 2S, you could hypothetically run this on lower power, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's not gonna be as fun, okay? So that is a parallel adapter. Where is our series adapter? I feel like it should be right here.
Should be in that pile.
It is? Well,
Should
let's
be.
pause and find it. Okay, evidently it's in a model somewhere, but we happen to have this sitting in that same box, so I'm gonna open it. This is a series adapter, so it's gonna be what's already built into the car, okay? So don't mix up a series and a parallel adapter. They look very similar to the untrained eye, but that's a good way to catch your car on fire, okay? And I'm not joking. Or your helicopter, or whatever it is. Usually cars and helicopters. I haven't seen a lot of series adapters in airplanes, but we do occasionally see it. It's just unusual. People run at 8S packs on airplanes. Okay, so this series would take one like this, and then one like that. I'm not plugging them in now. And that takes this negative, and it goes over to that positive, and then the nominal value from both of them go together. So you add the voltages together, so you become 6 cells. Instead of in parallel, you add the capacity together, and that becomes a 3S that happens to be 10,000, or a 6S that is 5,000. Okay? If you don't understand, stop now, rewatch that video a few times for the last 5 minutes, and it will help you get it. Okay? Parallel and series is confusing to people that don't work on electronics. I work on electronics. People that work in cars like this usually understand that. Series adds voltage, parallel adds current. Okay? That's it. We're gonna basically go ahead and move into the next step, which is going to be, this battery's done. Sweet! 2,922 milliamps charged into this one. Okay, so that's usually about right. Now, the voltage is a telltale sign of the charge of a battery, but it's not necessarily the only indication, because the milliamp hours is gonna tell you the full tale, okay? Because the way we operate lithium polymers and the ranges that we operate within, okay? Because we operate from like about 4.2 volts to about, let's call it 3 volts, okay? Maybe 2.8 if you're like me, okay? That's not really where you're supposed to do it. If you over discharge them, then they won't charge, because the chargers will assume that a cell has died, okay? But when the cell does die, they also do that. They'll either drop out, or one will get overcharged because it'll charge way too fast, and the internal resistance gets screwed up on the batteries, and then your battery is garbage, okay? All right, so this will go in here. By the way, you don't need to understand all this to drive a car. You don't need to understand all this to enjoy a car. But one thing you do want to do is make sure you understand it to keep yourself safe, keep your family safe, and enjoy the hobby in a very positive way, okay? So just a few tips and tricks. Okay, and yes, you do need 2 batteries. If you're gonna run this on 3S, then you could run it with 1 battery. If you're gonna run it on 6S, of course, you would want to disconnect. You will need this if you run on 6S, okay? So there's a trick that sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. Looks like it will fit. If you wanna keep this so you don't lose it, you could do it like that, okay? Then that's gonna make, this is gonna be in series now between this and between this. Now that circuit is not closed yet, so the positive to negative is not conducted, but I believe the data to negative is still conducted, but we haven't energized the circuit yet, so the data part is not actually working either. Okay, so this is data compared to ground, so that gives you your circuit for that. And then this is power compared to ground, which gives you your circuit for that pack. Then when you close this, that voltage all flows into this and goes all the way through and closes the loop, okay? All right, so now in order to do this car, we're gonna want the transmitter on first, and the power button is back here, so press it. Once it's on, you'll see some lights come on. This is kind of a big this is a big car. I don't want it to like decide to run off the counter, and it's 4-wheel drive. Thank you, good catch. So I'm thinking I'm gonna find something to stand it up on, and we'll come right back. All right, so this is just a NX8 box that we've tried to use our NX10 forever, and we keep finding old dead models.
Yes.
So this is just a car stand simulation, and what we're gonna do is we have our transmitter on, and then we're gonna plug in our battery, the last battery plug. Now, there's also a power button here, so you should be able to trust your car. I like to, just like airplanes that have props that could hurt you, this is powerful enough that if it shot off of the counter and hit my foot or my cat, then we'd be getting a new foot or cat.
Well.
Power. That was pretty impressive. Okay, and the lights turned on, okay. So, yeah, that is sweet. Okay, I'm loving it. Look at that.
Yep.
It's so bright. All right, so we complain about not having nav lights on airplanes. We should complain louder because these have some pretty awesome lights.
Yeah, no kidding.
So I'm gonna go ahead and put these in real quick. And yeah, that is straight up bright. We got a flickery one, what the heck?
Well, is it supposed to do something else? Because it's every other one is out. So there must be a different sequence.
No, I think we just got a bad one.
Okay.
But that's okay, because look back here, there's more lights.
Yeah.
Sweet. It's not turn signals. Okay, so the steering, is it going in the right direction? Yes, it is. I'm the driver, I'm sitting in the seat. Yep, that's good. Now I'm gonna just go real gentle on throttle, barely giving it any. Reverse, yep, okay, very good. And then we have lights here and here too. That is so cool.
Oh, cool.
Now, I gotta figure out steering rate. Watch. Whoop, there's more. And this is AVC. So it should have stabilization too. I just don't know how to tell if it's on or how to activate it. So there's an A button and a B button. So we're gonna have to actually refer to the manual to see what's going on with that. Also, now that we have the batteries installed, we can go ahead and put the spare tire on. Okay, so once that's on, so if you're anything like me and that takes too long for your satisfaction, you might cut off some of the threads. No, I'm serious. You just cut it down a little bit. Because that's gonna hold the tire on, but it's like,
right.
Come on, really? All right, so manual's gonna tell us how to activate the stuff. Also, if I didn't talk about it, we've got some different tools for adjusting things. That's a pretty heavy duty one, and it looks like whatever that is gonna be used in combination, probably to adjust the clutch for the steering.
A, B is channel 3 button, so we need to figure out what channel 3 is. Because we're looking for the AVC mode.
Programming table, ESC functions, okay. Control test, yeah, before you run your vehicle. So I just wanna make sure that we know how that's turned on or off. Ooh, do I have to give throttle to a certain percentage before it goes?
I'm not sure.
You know what, you're right. This one's lower and this one's lower. I wonder if those change. It's pretty intense. Okay, so now that I've done that, obviously the steering is working. Is it gonna stabilize? I am having a hard time telling if it's actually stabilizing. So if it is going to be a function, I wanna make sure we show it. So we might take a second and look. Okay, so we noticed something in the manual. This body lock system, I don't even think you're accessible anymore. So, because that must have been opened at one point. I don't believe there is a body lock involved anymore. So it's been changed. I think the spare tire might be the body lock on the back, okay? So it looks like at one point, so if you're on page 4, wondering what's going on, that is what's going on. So we're still looking for something. All right, so I wonder if this DX3 just has that printed on it. So come here. See ABC steering, right? Mm-hmm. So I wonder if this is just referring to the fact that if there were ABC on your vehicle, it would be increasing the rate. I don't know. But all I can say is it doesn't seem to be doing any stabilization that I can tell, okay? So either way, I don't care. I just want to drive this thing. It's gonna be awesome. So as you can see, it's big, it's heavy, it's powerful. It's gonna do the stuff you want. It's nice to have access to a power switch outside the vehicle. Remember, it's back here on the back. And you can press and hold that power button and it will shut off, which is pretty sweet. Super detailed. This is a licensed product. So if you see details on here and it's very close to the real full scale offering, you'll understand exactly what we're talking about. But beautiful car. I hope it runs half as good as it looks. I can't wait to get to it. So we're gonna do that right now. Keep in mind, it's not a submarine, but it is considered to be waterproof, okay? So if you do drive through creeks, waterways, snow, rain, that stuff, this is designed to handle it. And the same is true for the batteries and all that stuff. Just remember, the more crazy stuff you do with it, the more likely you're gonna be spending crazy time fixing it. But I have a sneaky suspicion that is all gonna go right in one ear and straight out the other ear, because I'm barely even listening to me say it.
Yeah.
So I'll be fixing it later. So that's all you get for today. Thanks guys for watching this Lasernut. Is this 8X.
It's the super Lasernut, actually.
The super Lasernut.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. So guys, thanks for watching here on Brian Phillips RC. We want to make your RC experience the best possible. If you want to help support the channel, all you have to do is smash the like button right now. Click the bell for notifications when you do subscribe. Obviously, there's tons of aircraft content, but we also do ground stuff from time to time, and there's no exception, especially right now. You may have noticed there's a few videos coming out. Don't worry, we're not quitting the air stuff. We just happen to have access to a few amazing options, and I think you'll want to check them right now in the links of the video description below. There may or may not be, depending on when you're watching this video, a pretty significant discount available. So I would take advantage of that right now. And then if you guys want to help support the channel in other ways, we have Patreon for monthly support. Thanks for being monthly supporters, guys. And then of course, YouTube members, same thing, monthly support or super thanks for one-time donations, as well as PayPal. If you don't want to be part of the clubs, we get it. Also, if you're looking to compare and contrast this against something else that we've done in the past, look no further than bprc.me or brianphillipsrc.com. Either way, it takes you to our website, and you can sort by brand, distributor, hobby shop, whoever we worked with on a product, or you can sort by type, okay? But just keeping in mind, ground vehicles is a pretty big category. So if you're having trouble finding them, that is still the best way to do it, because good luck searching playlists on YouTube. Imagine that the world's largest prolific search platform can't even run a search platform on their own platform, YouTube. Anyway, so we'll get back to that one. That's a topic for another discussion. But right now, awesome, awesome. I cannot wait to see this thing run, and it's gonna be awesome. So thanks for watching, guys. So much more right around the corner on Brian Phillips RC. Come back tomorrow.